D2DNY, Real World HVAC Simplified. And now, in this video, I will be talking about high pressure and low pressure switches. I'll be going over real time how they connect to the circuit, how they control your cooling, or how they interrupt your cooling and protect your compressors, etc. So I'm going to a quick detail or overview, so to speak, of a high pressure and low pressure switch. Currently, New York City. That's New York City right there in the backdrop. So let's get into it. So currently I don't have my gauges hooked up, but I have my meter on the compressor contactor just to show that the compressor is running, and you can see that we have condensation. Suction line is wet and cold like it's supposed to be while the compressor is running. There's also some condensation on the compressor body itself. All right, and other compressor over here also is running. All right, suction line is sweating. So like the title says, this video is regarding high pressure switches. This right here is an high pressure switch, or a high pressure switch, right? And pardon the noise because the compressor is running, and my channel, it's always real time, real world, real HVAC simplified, so it's live. So you're gonna get stuff like this. It's not edited, it's not fancy. If you want to learn about or experience HVAC, what it is, real time, well, this is the place for you. So here is your high pressure switch, and if each compressor, if you got multiple compressors, you'll have one high pressure switch and one low pressure switch. This is a low pressure switch right here. There's some numbers on that. All right, so you'll have a low pressure switch on each circuit or each compressor. So if each compressor, sometimes you got multiple compressors, but they're in tandem, okay? If they are in tandem, then two compressors together in tandem, that's still one circuit, so you'll only have, even though you have two compressors, you'll only have one high pressure and one low pressure on those two compressors. But in this particular case, they're not piped in tandem, they're separate circuits. So we got one high pressure, and if you can see here, there's a manual reset on this one right here. So if the compressor, if the operating pressure goes above normal, the switch will trip, right? So I'm gonna rise up a little bit so we can less noise. So if the operating pressure goes above normal, the switch will trip, you know, protecting the compressor. All right, and when that happens, that button on the top, you have to press it to reset and resume operation of your cooling or your compressor. All right, so that's the high pressure for you right here, and it's this particular one has the manual reset. They don't all come with manual reset. Some high pressure switches look similar to this. The only difference would be the actual numbers on it, and I don't know how to explain the numbers. For example, this one here says 55. Oh, come on, 5530. So at 30 psi, it opens and it makes at 55. So, you know, as you go along, if you're a pro or if you're a do-it-yourselfer, what I would suggest is that just, if you're a do-it-yourselfer, just try to match it up number for number. If you're a pro, then you should know how to depict these readings or interpret these readings. If you're a beginner, also you should know. If you don't, just stick with what's on the actual switch itself. All right, so typically you'll have two wires like you see here, right, in and out, and that is how the safety switch interacts with the controlling circuit. And the controlling circuit involves the compressor contactor over there, right? And so I'm gonna demonstrate what happens if the system pressure would fall below the specified number on the switch, right? Because if the system pressure is low, it's bad for the compressor. The compressor is gonna overheat, and not enough gas coming back to cool it down. It's bad for the compressor, so it's a safety. And likewise, like I said earlier, on the I side, if the condensing fans up top here, if these fans is not working, if the condenser coils is dirty, if the system is overcharged, stuff like that, you get a bad restriction in the system, something like that, you know, and the pressures on the high side builds too high, it's bad for the compressor. So the safety, basically the high pressure and the low pressure safety switches protects your compressor. Right? The compressor usually, it's going to be an expensive repair cost to you as a customer, all right? So, you know, so you want to protect your compressor. So yeah, so let's get back into it. So, you know, both switches is going to be into the circuit, right, via 2 wires. So I'm going to go ahead, and you can see this compressor is running right now. We're drawing 19.5 amps. So I'm going to go ahead and simulate what happened when the pressures gets too low. I'm going to pull this wire off. So you can clearly hear that the compressor just turned off, right? Right? And I'm going to go over here, and on this circuit over here, I'm going to simulate what happened in an high pressure situation. And it's going to be the same thing, folks. It's going to be the same thing, you know, nothing different. You know, it's basically 2 wires, and the electricity passes through the contacts inside of the switch. Let me go closer to that. Now this unit is R22, so 420 is the high pressure cutout on this manual reset type switch. And again, you know, you could have this switch, which would be an auto reset, and it wouldn't have this button on top. Sometimes this button is red, but it's the same thing. All right, it's bullet type. That's what we call this, the bullet type. Looks like a bullet, and sometimes the button is red, and well, it does the same function. It's just a 1 wire in, 1 wire out, and it's, you know, electricity is flowing through here, going through the contacts, the switch inside here, hence the term high pressure switch or low pressure switch. The switch inside, the switch is always closed once everything is okay with the pressures in the system, and then, you know, electricity flow through, it flows through, comes back out the other side, and continues on down the circuit. And, you know, it's a part of the circuit that controls the compressor contactor, and if the safety, everything is good, it remains closed, and the compressor runs. Let me turn this disconnected. You see, now the compressor just turned off. We have no amperage draw, right? So that's pretty much that, how that works. Okay, if you want to know, that's a filter dryer right there. And yeah, it's a filter dryer. And if you want to know what that does, you know, leave the comment, a question in the comment section. If you want to know what you know, more about a contactor or any components you see, those are time delays over there, switches over there. It's a transformer right here. It's a capacitor. You know, any one of these components you want to know more about, you can just leave the questions in the comment section. All right. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I do upload videos like this on a weekly basis. Real world, real time, real HVAC simplified.